a tragic day for law enforcement, for the families, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all of them.
Friends, family, and colleagues grieving the shocking loss of 2 Detroit police officers.
This is the story of Officer Maria Martin, aged 22, who was gunned down by a fellow officer of the law who she had a romantic relationship with, named Matthew Ethington, aged 26. This shooting was all because she had decided to break up with him and move on. This is a very unusual situation, especially when it involved 2 officers of the law. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories.
According to Livonia police, 22-year-old Maria Martin and 26-year-old Matthew Ethington II were found in a home yesterday afternoon. Gino Vici has been following the story.
This story will be taking us to the city of Livonia, Michigan. Livonia is a bustling city located near Detroit. It is situated about 20 miles northwest of Detroit. Livonia boasts an array of cultural attractions such as the Civic Center Library, Livonia Symphony Orchestra, and Michigan Historical Center. This is a story that involves 2 Detroit police officers involved in domestic violence, which ultimately ended up causing one shooting another out of jealousy. Officer Maria Martin, aged 22, was a police officer with the Detroit Police Department. Officer Maria was someone who took her job so serious and was very dedicated to her job. Officer Maria had been with the DPD for around 4 years before this sad incident. She would meet a fellow officer named Matthew Ethington during this period. They started dating each other and things were going really great for them. They decided to move in together after a while, and it was all lovey-dovey with the couple during this period. The couple went ahead to have 2 kids, who will become a very important part of Officer Maria's life. They were the center of her world. She loved her kids to the core and was very present in their lives, even though she was really busy with her job as a police officer. Things started going south between the couple along the line. These were typical domestic issues which were becoming irreconcilable. She did her best to fix things in the relationship, but at a point she was not able to handle her partner anymore. Officer Maria let her boyfriend Officer Matthew know where she stood regarding the relationship, which was going their separate ways. She laid down plans on how to co-parent with him, but he would not agree. He didn't see him without her and would not let her break up with him. This would go on for a while, but she did not share this with people that were close to her, especially her sister. On February 19, 2023, officers were called to the 16,000 block of Farmington Road in Livonia for a welfare check. On getting into the apartment, they would find the body of Officer Maria Martin and Matthew Ethington. Officer Maria appeared to have been shot multiple times, while Officer Matthew was found to have inflicted a fatal injury to himself.
A tragic situation. This information is preliminary, subject to change, and I just want to provide you with something since we're all here. Obviously, we are not doing an investigation. We are in Livonia. This is Livonia's Police Department's case. You'll be hearing from them later. From our perspective, obviously, very tragic and sad course of events. Cannot release their names right now. I'm sure you'll get that later. Have to respect Livonia's process in their investigation, but it appears to be domestic. It looks like preliminarily a murder-suicide, and that's where we are right now. Sad day for our department. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family, as well as our officers who you can see over there that are taking it pretty hard, as with the rest of the command team. And that's really all we got right now.
It is believed that he got so angry about Officer Maria leaving him for good, and he felt like if he can't have her, no one will have her, thereby shooting her multiple times and killing her while her 1-year-old son was in the house.
This is a tragic day for law enforcement, for the families, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all of them.
Friends, family, and colleagues grieving the shocking loss of 2 Detroit police officers found deceased from gunshot wounds in their Livonia home. An apparent murder.
One of our officers was on patrol and was contacted, flagged down by a family member. about the address behind us here, and they wanted a well-being check on the residents at the house. When our officers entered, they discovered 2 people that were deceased.
Investigators say the officers also discovered an infant inside the condo at 6 Mile in Farmington, alive and unharmed. It was around 12:30 Sunday afternoon. Authorities now working to determine exactly when the murders occurred. The victims, a 22-year-old female and a 26-year-old male, both on the Detroit police force for less than 5 years.
And it's just senseless tragedy. We're going to find out exactly what happened as the investigation unfolds, learn from it, use what we learn to help some of our officers heal from this, as well as try to prevent a tragedy like this going forward. We just don't know what led to this.
While we expect to learn more in the coming days, Detroit police not releasing the names of the officers or what precinct they were assigned to. The focus right now is to figure out how to comprehend exactly what happened.
We'll have our chaplains here, we'll have our peer support team here, but none of that can really take some of the heartbreak away from what our officers are dealing with. Those that know both of them, work with both of them.
The son would be removed from the scene to the care of a family member.
About this couple, they shared 2 kids together, including a 1-year-old that was there at the time of the shooting. Sources tell us there were some domestic issues between them, but nothing to suggest a murder is how this would end.
Since this has happened, I've discarded every document that we have involving the officers, and nothing jumps out at you at all. Model officers, no issues.
22-year-old Maria Martin and Matthew Ethington with Detroit police for less than 4 years, discovered dead Sunday at their condo in Livonia at 6 Mile and Farmington. Police there calling this a murder. 26-year-old Ethington apparently shot his former girlfriend multiple times before pulling the trigger on him.
Police officers are regular people, and they have problems, and they have, they need help like anyone else. And this situation highlights that.
Sadly, at the home at the time of the shooting, their 1-year-old child who is not hurt.
All the children are going to have some emotional recovery that they have to deal with. But here they are without a mom and dad, and someone's got to explain to them what happened.
Detroit Police Chief James White says their department is taking it hard and are looking to learn from the tragedy.
We'll certainly be looking at anything internally that we can do to help our officers who may find themselves in a domestic situation or something along those lines.
Sources tell Fox 2 there was a recent breakup and some fallout after that, but this was unexpected, to say the least.
My understanding is they're both preparing for the supervisor's exam that we have upcoming in about a month. So this was out of nowhere.
Police were shocked as to why this had occurred. Her sister has created a GoFundMe page to help support with her funeral arrangements. She said, "Today, I lost my sister February 19, 2023 due to domestic violence. She never spoke on it to nobody, she stayed quiet. Sis, you could have told me, bro, I love you, I would have helped." She further went to say, "I love you, Maria Martin, I will never stop. Till we meet again, big sis. Gonna make you proud. You didn't even get to see me walk across the stage. I love you, Maria Martin, so much I will never stop loving you. I will make sure your kids know their mom was a superhero." Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Officer Maria Martin. May Maria's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe out there, and see you guys in the next video.